Hey, let's talk about custom GPTs. What are they? How do they work? How can we build one? And also let's dive into building one. If you're new to this channel, my name is Ben. Welcome to Avalan Labs. Subscribe if you haven't already. Here we build things using the latest AI and no-code tools like Bubble.io for just creating things without necessarily using code very fast. So as you're aware of, the OpenAI team released a bunch of new updates a week ago or so. I've covered the OpenAI Assistant already in another video and the Vision API and the GPT-4 Turbo. What I haven't covered and what we're going to look into today is the Custom GPT. How do they work and how can you share one and create one and so on. So what a Custom GPT is you can create your own customized, fine-tuned, whatever you want to call it, version of ChatGPT. So just like the AI Assistant API, you can upload files, you can use the code interpreter, you can use DALL-E for image generation, you can use web browsing, and you can give custom instructions for specific use cases. So inside ChatGPT, open up the sidebar and click Explore. And you'll be taken to my GPTs. So I have just a few here I've tested with, recently used, made by OpenAI. And I guess at some point they'll also open up the App Store or their version of the App Store for custom GPTs. So let's just go ahead and click Create One. I think this is the easiest way to figure out and see what they are, how do they work, etc. So the difference from the Assistant API is the same as the difference between ChatGPT and GPT-4 or GPT 3.5 previously. Whereas the API, you can build things by yourself. The ChatGPT interface is a very good user interface for you to chat with and interact with essentially the API, but with the front end. And this is the same. So behind all this is essentially a version of the OpenAI Assistant API, but here you can build and interact with it and also share it inside ChatGPT. So there are two ways to create a custom GPT. One is to just ask for what you want and, in a tit-for-tat way, guide the AI with new prompts and new instructions on how you want to create it, which is great. I think this is one of the greatest benefits with ChatGPT or custom GPTs, that you can actually, with just natural language, create and configure the settings you want for your specific use cases. But if we click into configure here, we can see the actual settings options that we have. So we can name our GPT, we can have an image for our GPT, we can have a description and instructions. Now, instructions here are just like the system message previously. So these are the initial sort of prompting on what you want your assistant to do. Conversation starters, you can just write a test here. You can see these are the things that will be exposed to the user as an example of what you can start a conversation with. And knowledge here is where we can upload files. And as far as I'm aware, these file uploads have the same limitations as the AI Assistant API from OpenAI, which is, I think, 20 files at this point, up to 512 megabytes each. Could be text, could be PDF, I guess CSV files, a lot of different files. So here, for example, you can upload very specific data that works well for your specific use case. And then we have the capabilities, which is web browsing. We can select if we want this to be true or not, DALL-E image generation, and code interpreter. And then we also have the actions. And the actions here are the same as what is called the functions on the API side, which essentially allows your custom GPTs to interact with other applications through APIs or application programming interfaces. So here you can give instructions or schemas to different APIs or services that you want your assistant to communicate with. So I guess the easiest example, let's say you wanted to get weather from, it's always an example. You want to get some weather data from an API that gives you weather. You can allow your assistant or your custom GPT to access that information via the interface here by giving it instructions on how to communicate with that endpoint or that API. So this opens up a huge amount of use cases. And my view in general is that the more specific your use case, the more powerful your custom GPT will be. So just imagine in your day-to-day job or life what you're doing, and there's essentially always a three-piece puzzle here when it comes to these AI agents, and that is you need a context, And the better the context, the more clear the context, the better the output, right? And the context will be your instructions plus all the other relevant data that you have. So context is the instructions, all the knowledge files or all the data, all the files you upload, huge context, right? And we retrieve from that context. And then we have, if we use external APIs, we also get context from, let's say, the weather app. And then together with the instructions, you will get the output. So, context, instructions would yield an output. So I mean, most of the tasks you do have these type of things. You have context in your, that you work with in your head or, in files or whatever. You have instructions that you follow or that you use. And then essentially you do some work or a team does some work and you have an output or a result. So the more narrow you can go in defining something that is worth automating or getting help automating with an AI agent, the more powerful the custom GPTs will be. So let's start with an example here. Let's say we want to create, so we build with Bubble, right? Bubble.io, which is a no-code platform. You can create applications without using code. It's like a drag and drop visual builder. So let's say I want to create an assistant for helping me with stuff in Bubble. So since this model is trained on all data available online until April 2023, it will know about Bubble. It will know most of the documentation and so on. So let's just start by saying, hey, I want to create an assistant for helping me build apps with Bubble, the no-code platform. Let's just start here. And now the GPT here will start generating instructions that will be inside configure here for this assistant that I'm telling it that I want to create. So it's updating the GPT. And this is one of the great features, right? You can just sit down, relax, write a little bit about what you want to create, and you can guide the AI to help you create an assistant for you. So we're entering a new phase here where there's more autonomy, I think, and we're approaching autonomy more and more. So what will be really interesting is when these GPTs will be able to build and generate other GPTs and so on. So you can imagine, we have an insane amount of GPTs helping each other out, doing specific things. So we'll see what happens, but yeah, it's very interesting. Okay, here we see your assistant is configured to help you build applications using Bubble and no-code platform. It is designed to offer step-by-step instructions, best practice, and troubleshooting. Sure, that name is great. And let's see, configure. Okay, so it generated description and instructions and some conversation starters. And it has so far, let's also drop this one. So far, it's also, generated some conversation starters as well. So here we can see the instructions. This GPT is designed to assist users in building applications. All right. Let's also say Bubble Docs. So I have two choices here. I want to have the whole documentation available to this assistant, so it knows as much as there is to know, essentially. So let's say create. Okay, thanks. Now we also need to use the docs for Bubble to give the most accurate responses. Let's see. So what I could do is, it has web scraping, so it can always use specific searches and this URL to get the response. What we could do more than that is that we could scrape or download this entire doc as a PDF or something, and then upload it here into our customized agent here, upload files. Let's see, maybe there are Bubble.io, I don't know, PDF. Maybe there's something downloadable. Okay. We can upload. Okay, now let's just go with this for now. So it gave us, great, we've updated the GPTs to use Bubble's official documentation for the most accurate responses. Let's discuss what should be emphasized or avoided in the response. For example, are there specific types of advice or areas that should be prioritized? No, this is good. Can you also fine-tune the tone of voice to be friendly and a tiny bit sarcastic? Let's try to add some form of personality, just for fun. Just for fun. And you can see it's updating. And we can do this with anything. So I think I have an idea of what we can do as the next one. But yeah, let's just finish this one and go into the next one afterwards. Okay, GPT behavior updated. Tone of the bubble builder has been fine-tuned to be friendly with a hint of light sarcasm. Thank you. So let's jump right ahead and say tips for optimizing page load speed in a bubble app. Yes, please give me some tips. The eternal quest for speed. Optimizing page load speeds in Bubble is crucial, not just for keeping your users happy, but also to make sure they don't wander off to make a sandwich while your page loads. Okay, and that gives us generalized advice geared towards building with Bubble, and so on and so forth. And you can just go deeper and deeper and more specific if you'd like. And what's great is that this also, reads images with the Vision API. So if we get some error in building with Bubble or something like that, we can always just grab an image from Bubble, drop it here and say, hey, help me out with this. Okay, so one thing with all these GPTs, and I should say also that we can save this here. We can also share it. So I'll put this in public and I'll share it below. So you can try it out. If you build with Bubble, let me know what you think. Right, Bubble Builder Buddy. So that's it for this one. Now, I think that, there's a huge amount of GPTs coming out all the time. I see them on Twitter, I see them everywhere. And I've seen there's like a number of directories where you can search for GPTs and so on. But in my mind, it makes more sense to use a custom GPT to figure out what custom GPT you might have value from using. So there are two ways to figure out, okay, without going to any directory, can we figure out what custom GPTs exist beyond the ones that are made by OpenAI here? And one of the ways is that you can just use Google. Let's say site and open. Let's see, where are we? Actually, let's go here. I'll show you. So you can see here that the URL and every custom GPT URL includes this. So if we go and search for site with this URL, we will get every single publicly available custom GPT that exists today. So that's a nice hack. Now, what we will do is we will scrape these names, links, descriptions, put them into a file, upload them into a new custom GPT that will help us select a custom GPT for our use case. So just to show you the type of meta style things that are possible here. So this is one way of doing it. And we'll just have to load until we get all the results. I'll click here a couple of times. And you'll have to follow along. Okay. Good. Maybe one more time. Ah, come on. I thought we will be done by now. So I should probably edit this out. We'll see. The reason I want them all visible is because I want to scrape them and put them into a file. But I don't want to miss anyone. Okay, one more. Okay, that'll do. That will do. I thought we'd be done at this point. Okay, we're done. Skip that if you're impatient. Okay, second way we can do it is if you have some kind of SEO tool. I have Hrefs here. I can just search for this link and go into top pages and I will get the same, right? I will get 200 something pages that have been so far connected to Ahrefs. I think we have more pages here because this is probably more updated, and maybe it's a couple of days lag here since people create this all the time. The change is fast. And here we get some more additional valuable information, such as what custom GPTs actually get the most traffic. So Hacker News, Math Mentor, Canva, data analysis, DALL-E something, API docs, the negotiator, the Midjourney prompt generator. Let's open this one. The Midjourney prompt generator. Come on, Midjourney prompt generator, the most advanced Midjourney prompt generator. Okay, a horse made of gold. Let's just see. I just want to see the prompt. Golden horse that in a lush green shadow. Would be interesting to see what. Okay, majestic gold horse. So it gives us some prompts examples for Midjourney, which is, if you don't know, is a AI image generation model or product or platform, whatever you want to call it. All right, and we can see a bunch more here. So these are two ways to figure out right now which custom GPTs exist, but after this video is done, there will be a much simpler way to figure it out. Okay, so back to the Google search here, we have everything available. Now I'm going to use a great Chrome extension that is called, I'm not sure what it's called actually, Simple Scraper. Scrape this website. I think they have a free plan. I'm going to say name, and then I'm just gonna select the name here, and then I want the URL. So let's add the URL, not 600. We need to have 325 here as well. So let's say maybe we can do like this, URL, and grab the whole thing here, and then we have a description, which is this one. Okay, name, URL, description. I think that's all we need. View results. 325 rows extracted. Let's download. Let's actually download JSON. Let's say CustomGPT data. Okay, you know where we're going with this. We are going here, and we're going create a new GPT. Okay, we are going to create a custom assistant to help users figure out what custom GPTs is best for their specific use case or workflow that are looking to improve or get help with. I will upload some data for you to reference on all the available custom GPTs with their name, URL, and description. But start with adding some instructions, a name, and an icon for this assistant. Missed some characters, but hey, we're all works in progress. All right, so now it's updating the GPT here. And of course, I'm going to save and share this one in the link below. So you can just ask, hey, I want to do this. Is there any custom GPT that I should be using? And it'll help you figure out if there is and what the link is. So you can just, use GPT to find GPT. And of course, these are being created at a crazy fast speed. So I'll have to update the data file like every couple of days. And if this is popular, I'll do that. Of course, you can just create your own this way as well. I think it's a good use case. GPT Matchmaker. Let's name it Find Your Custom GPT. No, maybe Custom GPT Finder. Let's name it Custom GPT Finder. Maybe more clear. Let me know what you think about this name. Maybe we should have another name, or there is another name that is much better. Okay, behavior generating profile picture. While it generates the profile picture, let's go into files and upload our custom GPT data. Custom GPT data. Let's go. Why is it so slow? Maybe because it can't do two things at the same time. Did I break this? Maybe. I can't see the image. Now I can. Let's just stop then. Okay. Pause. Sure, we can have that as an image. Unable to upload data. Why? Can't I upload? Can I? Okay. I know PDFs are allowed, so let's say convert JSON to PDF. Or maybe convert CSV to PDF. And I'm gonna grab the CSV instead. Custom GPT data. Okay, select file. Oh, this one. Ah, come on. Select file. Let's try again. Custom GPT data CSV. Convert to PDF. Maybe CSVs work. I should try that. I actually thought JSON worked, so I'm a bit surprised. Let's try this one. Okay, this worked. Great. Okay, so let's say, are there any GPTs with not medical applications, maybe for medical applications? Let's see. Maybe there's some. We know definitely that there's one for Midjourney prompts, so we can always ask for that. Okay, it's loading here. It is loading. I don't know why it's so slow. Maybe they haven't optimized the retrieval from the files yet. But it'll still, even if it's quite slow now, I would say, it will still save me a lot of time just figuring out what GPTs there are. It's analyzing. So what I'll do with this one as well is save it to public. Can I edit here? Okay, apparently you can edit here as well. So maybe I'll drop avalanlabs.co instead of my name, because that makes more sense. All right. Or maybe I drop the URL to the YouTube channel. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's see what this... Okay, error in processing. Mismatched and the number of fields in some lines. I'll pause for a second. I'll fix the data and I'll come back. Okay, we're back. I made some changes in the dataset. I clicked it up. So now we have around 500 custom GPTs with a description, a name, and a URL. All right, 452 to be exact. Now what I did was I went to configuration, uploaded this cleanup sheet, and I've also asked in the instructions to not necessarily mention file, but just give me the results of what I'm looking for. So if I ask now, are there any medical use cases? Are there any GPTs for medical use cases? And I know there's at least one in there. So now it'll analyze the entirety and convert our question here into sort of search and give us a response. Now, there might be a need for some more fine-tuning to make this faster or more seamless and avoid this initial error. But it doesn't really matter because it always I've tried it a couple of times and it always gets what it needs to do to get a response. So it'll give us here hopefully the custom GPT we're looking for. So now I'll be able to save this soon and share this publicly so you can use it by yourself to look for custom GPTs for your use case. And right now there are only 452, but when there are thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands, this will be great. We just describe our use case and it'll help us pull out the custom GPT we are looking for with a link, so we can go and say, okay, MetaAssist here, open it up right away. Somebody's been kind enough to build this and expose it publicly. MetaAssist is to create personalized medical treatment plans and so on. Disclaimer, be careful with this kind of stuff. Let's say anything. Is there anything for sales, for example? And hopefully there is something for sales in our database that the user, you in this case, or me in this case, will be able to find by just asking our new custom GPT Finder. So let's give it a second here, and hopefully it'll give us URL and description. All right, let's see. I found a custom GPT specifically designed for sales-related use cases. Sales cold email coach. Oh, interesting. With a URL, and this is probably self-explanatory. Let's open this up here. Ask me to write cold emails for you. Yada yada. All right, great. So we built 2 custom chat GPTs. Now one a bubble builder assistant, and this one more useful, custom GPT Finder, based on our data here that we scraped and cleaned up from public available sources. So I'll link to this in the description so you can try it out. Let me know what you think, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye.